Hey, it's Rachel from the Life Facilitator, and I am doing a setup with me video of my October Umber and Gold Simple Dori. And I originally, my plan for this notebook, this insert, was to do like a story journal of the month or just stories of October. But I've been really enjoying using this for September as a just morning pages journal. So a journal that I work in the morning and, do a little bit of decorating, but mostly just journal in. So spoiler, I will be not using this as a story journal and will actually be using it for what I'm calling morning pages. But the setup is the same. I am doing a little bit of decorating to the cover, and I use some of the paper from the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit from Coco Daisy to start. And then I'm going to futz with these leaves quite a bit, and I will definitely be using them in this setup. I tried to keep most of my setup to the Traveler's Notebook kit. I do end up pulling a few things from, I believe, the classified kit, but mostly this setup is done exclusively with the Traveler's Notebook Memory Keeping Kit. So I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to do with the cover. I decided I wanted something solid and circular, and so I punched some of the paper from the kit, and then I'm going to stamp onto the circle because there was a circle stamp in this kit, and so I thought, oh, perfect, I'll just stamp, and then it'll add a little bit of texture to this stamp. I'm using some Distressed Oxide ink, and I can't remember what the color is, but it's like a real dark brown, which is perfect for this month. On months that there isn't any real black in the kit, I tend to use this brown ink instead. And I could use black. It would be fine, but I do like to keep to the color palette. So I stamped that onto the circle. And then I'm going to pull a few of these chipboard pieces that I think I might use. And my trick for using chipboard when I want to keep it flat is I'll just pull off the chipboard, like the back chipboard backing on it, and then it'll lay a little flatter on the notebook, which works out great. And yep, I'm going to go back to those leaves a little bit. I will eventually make a decision. I don't know why. This is like what I'm realizing is I struggle when it comes to arranging flowers and leaves and like natural items. I don't know. It's like not as intuitive as I always think it's going to be. And I feel like there are people out there that can, make a little embellishment cluster with leaves and flowers and florals and stuff and make it just look effortless. And I feel like you are seeing the effort that I had to put into putting this together. But nevertheless, I like to set up the Traveler's Notebook early, like basically right when I get my kit, partly because it's a way for me to get to know the collection a little bit. I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but by, sifting through everything in the kit, it helps me really get a sense of what's here and what's not. Mostly like what's here and like how do I utilize all of these different elements. I am outlining the circle with a Le Pen pen. This pen came in one of the kits from last year, either October or November, and I don't remember which one. But it's the perfect color. And I now I'm finally going to commit to this little cluster and put it on onto the cover. I'm using double-sided adhesive, and it is not clear, but it doesn't totally matter. It doesn't show on the white background. So, but if I was worried about the adhesive showing through, I would probably use glossy accents instead, or some sort of like clear glue. And I'm thinking about using this little piece, but I ultimately don't. And I'm doing something a little different with this cover. I end up making 3 clusters on the cover. So the top corner is going to get a cluster. There's going to be that middle cluster, and there's going to be, I believe I put a few die cuts along the bottom. And it was just something I felt like doing and trying, and I actually like how it turned out. This is me pulling the chipboard pieces, the chipboard backing off of that piece of chipboard, and that way it lays a little bit, it lays flat-ish, and doesn't bulk up the cover, which is definitely not something I want. The cover I want to be as flat as possible, because that way it'll be easier to work on. Included another stamp on that circle, and then I'm going to pull from the enamel dots. This month they are matte, and they are super cute, and I really love them. And to secure them in place even more, and this is just because this is my cover, and so I want to make sure that those dots are real secure, I will end up adding some extra glue on the back of them, just so that they don't like fall off. And you'll see me do this a little bit, but I'm actually, that's what I'm doing off camera, is I'm adding just a little bit of glue to these. And there's nothing wrong with the enamel dots. It's all just because of the placement of these enamel dots on the cover. I just don't want them to fall off. And so I believe I'm wrapping up the cover, and now I'm going to work on the inside. Oh, I'm going to add a little bit of washi tape, because I just cannot with this washi tape. It's so cute. It's so pretty. It's like this really fun mixed media look to it. And it's very subtle on the cover, but I'm digging it. Okay, into see, that's why I wanted those enamel dots to have some adhesive on them, because they were already falling off, and it had nothing to do with the dots. It just had to do with them being on the cover. And so for the inside cover, I'm going to label this traveler's notebook. And honestly, this is why I never label them, because if I change my mind, then I'm like, well, shoot, now what am I going to do? But you get to see how I labeled this this traveler's notebook. So I will start with the alphas, the puffy alphas, which I'm just in love with. I love these like squatty sans serif alphas. They're so cute. So I'm going to have story on top, and then I will write underneath journal with the Le Pen pen, or in some kind of script-ish font. And I like the idea of having different fonts going on, different type. So I have the alphas, and then I have my own handwriting, which I like. And I will eventually add a die cut to the little coffee cup die cut. Because I knew if I didn't... So that, you know how there's like sometimes you have die cuts where you're like, I want to hold on to this because I want the perfect place for it, and then you never end up using it. That was what was going to happen to the die cut, which you'll see later. Here I have decided to keep the sketches that came in the memory keeping kit with my simple Dori, because normally I punch them and put them in a letter size disc bound notebook. But instead, I decided, maybe if I keep it with the with the Simple Dori, then there's a better chance that I will actually refer to it and use it to inspire me. Now I'm just decorating the pockets, and I will get cut off, and my apology, I didn't realize that my phone turned off. But you get a sense of the starting point of this. And I do also decide to just go ahead and adhere a few of the Traveler's Notebook cards directly into the insert. I'm putting one here because I'm not a big chevron person, and so I knew I wasn't going to use that pattern. So it made sense to just add the card onto that page, because that was a page I didn't nothing wrong with it. It's just not a pattern I am drawn to. And then I will add another pocket card just to one of the blank pages. I typically have been using this notebook, decorative, one side decorative, and then one side for journaling. So this seemed to make sense. And I will add a pocket because there is no pocket in this notebook cover. And I'm going to actually put it right onto the little secretarial pocket that is on that's on the planner. So sorry that it got cut off, but here's the final look at everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, and see you later. Bye.